Today's roulette video is the Padaslaw modification by Rayths. Member of the Discord community. Anybody in the Discord community definitely knows Rayths. So we're going to try out his Padaslaw modification. I've got a long list of notes here. There's a lot to explain because there's quite a lot of different outcomes. We've got some pushes, we've got some partial losses, we've got some jackpot numbers, we've got all sorts going on. So let me explain how we're going to set the bet up, and then I will go through the progression. So the modification is mainly the progression. It's got some nice bankroll management style drawbacks, not drawbacks because they're good, but basically I'll talk you through it as we go along. I'm sure most of it will play out in our 37 spins. So we have our $1,000 bankroll. The first thing that we need to do in order to understand what bet we're going to put on is have a look at the previous numbers. And Rafe said if there's more red numbers, then we're going to put on the red Padaslaw, and if there's more black numbers, we're going to put on the black Padaslaw. Looking at that, even if this next number is black, we're going to go onto the red one. I've got both of them saved because we're going to do a little switch if we hit a bad bad streak. Let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so there's more red. We'll get the Padaslaw red on. It looks like this. Let's just zoom into the board for you. So like I said, there's quite a lot going on. We have got $1 on 2 6 lines, the 712 and the 2530. We've got $8 on red because we're on that red Padaslaw, $2 on the middle column, and $2 on the middle dozen, and $3 on that top column. I'll tell you the possible outcomes in a minute. So it's a $15 starting bet. Each bet is a unit. I think that's a pretty good one. $15 bet returns $25. We just stay at this level for now. So we're just going to repeat the bet. So we have obviously some positive progressions. We have some negative progressions, and then the not positive progressions. When we hit some winners, we're going to reduce down just to manage the bankroll nicely. So with this current setup, we have 18 winning numbers. Every red number is a winning number. So that's a 48.6% probability that we will win money. We have 2 pushes in here, and I'll have to pay attention to that. That might be one, actually. No, that was a $1 win. That was a $1 win. Let me just repeat the bet. The reason why I'm going to have to pay attention to the pushes is because our stats will not get updated, and he might have more spins than he should, because if we bet $15 and it returns $15, our wins and losses are not going to go up. And obviously, if you've watched this roulette tournament, I add the wins and losses together to know how many spins we've had. So that was a $1 win. We have 4 numbers that pay 1 unit win. After this spin, I'll go through all of the potential outcomes. I'll have to speak fast. I think that's a total whack. That's a total whack. So we're going to go up a unit. Let's repeat the bet and go up a unit. Why won't it let me put that on? I don't think it'll let me put it on because that would be red and black. On this table, I don't think you can bet red and black at the same time. Let me just see if I can put it on next. Yeah, I think they're both blanked out. Right, I said I was going to talk you through the possible outcomes, but I don't have time this spin. I'll do it in a minute. So on a whack, increase by a unit. If we hit a good winner, we're going to reduce the bet slightly. Is that another whack? It is. So we're going to increase another unit. Yeah, so we're going to repeat the bet and add another unit. Now we're on $45. He has said if we miss 3, we're going to switch over to the black side. Anyway, the possible outcomes: 6 jackpot numbers that pay us 16 units, 2 great wins that pay us 10 units, 6 good wins that pay us 7 units, 4 okay wins which pay us 1 unit. That was that number 1. 2 pushes, And 2 small partial losses. That looks good. Okay, we're going to drop it a level. That was a good win. What were we on? We were on $45 bet. So now we're going to go to that $30 bet. We're going to take off a unit. So we're going to take off like a base bet. We were on 15, then we went to 30, then we went to 45. We hit a nice winner. We come back down to 30. So yeah, 2 pushes. We've also got 2 small partial losses. So they lose 6 units. We've got 10 big partial losses that lose 9 units. And we've got 5 big whacks, which we managed to hit twice already. Which I think that is again. Yeah, that's a whack. So we're going to go up that level. Right, repeat the bet. And increase by a unit. So Rayths said 3 consecutive losses. Obviously, that 7 was a win, so we're not going to swap over. So what I've got written down here is we've got 5 whacks. We've hit 3 of them in the past 4 spins, which seems very unlucky. We do have other losses, so we've got partial losses. 21 is going to be a good one. $45 bet, returns 93. Let's go down a level. We'll go back to that $30. So you've got a bit of a D'Alembert style here, where you're going up on a loser, down on a winner, which obviously did nice here because we won. We decreased our bets, fortunately, before we got whacked. Then we increased our bets and then fortunately hit a winner. If we get into session profit, are we at session profit? No, we're not at session profit. We're going to completely reset. That's another nice winner. $37 in profit, completely reset to that base level. Just zoom into those stats for us. There we go, $37 in profit, and now we are at that base bet. Quick reminder what that base bet looks like. 1 and 1, 2 in the middle column, 3 in the top column. So it's worth mentioning, if you're playing black, this moves down to the middle. The reason why it's got the top column here is because red and top column, let's see the number that came in. Okay, we're just going to repeat this bet on a winner. Yeah, so it's worth mentioning, whatever colour you're on also changes the column that you're on, because you want the column that has more of those numbers. So anybody that's familiar with the roulette layout, the top column has 8 red numbers. 8 out of 12. So it's got more red numbers than it has black. The middle column has 8 black numbers. So when you're on black, you go to that middle column. I think that's just that $1 win. Yep. And we repeat the bet. So, on the base bet, I had to write this down. I had to check with Rayths in the Discord. On the base bet, we're not increasing by a unit if we get a partial loss on the first time. If we get 2 partial losses, then we're increasing. Obviously, on a whack, we're always going to increase by a unit. So we do have 12 partial losses. One of them loses us $6. One of them loses us $10. That's a nice little winner. Just repeat the bet. So looking at these stats, like I said at the start, we have a 48.6% probability of winning. So you could argue that we're getting very lucky at the minute, because we should technically only win half. You could make the counter argument that those 3 losses, all 3 of them were whacks. So we do have partial losses. But when we hit a loser, we hit a complete whack, which I think that is. Yes. We've hit 2 twice, haven't we? So we'll repeat this bet. On a full whack, we're going to go up a unit. Is that right? Do we only have 5 whacks? Why have we hit so many? I must have calculated this wrong. Feels like we've got more than 5 whacks. Let's have a look on the board in a minute. Why every time do we lose is it a complete whack? Okay, that's a win. So we're going to go back a step. What were we on? We were on $30, so we're going to go back a step to that $15. We're actually just $1 away from that session profit. So that seems sensible, doesn't it? Right, let's have a look at this board. How many of these are complete whacks? That's a complete whack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I wasn't mistaken. There's only 5 whacks. We've lost 4 times, and every single time has been a whack. So that's going to be a partial loss. It's a $15 bet. It returned $9. Like I mentioned, when we're on that base bet, we're not increasing on the first partial loss. If we hit another partial loss, we will go up. And then when we are on $30 bets, $45 bets, $60 bets, we will increase on every partial loss. But don't really mind doing that, increasing on partial losses, because we're going back steps when we hit winners. $15 bet returns $16. I think that one's just basically counted as a push. So the question becomes, if we hit another partial loss, do we increase? I think the answer is yes. Although not really clarified if that's the case, because we're basically not counting those $1 wins. So if we hit a loser now, 33 was a loss. 36 is a winner, so I don't have to worry about it this time. And we're back up to $56, and we're just going to repeat the bet. Yeah, so the rule is 2 partial losses on the base bet and then increase. But I don't know if it's 2 consecutive partial losses. I don't... What am I trying to explain here? There's so much going on in terms of possible outcomes. I don't know if you can read this. There's all my notes of, we've got 6 jackpot numbers, we've got 6 good wins, we've got 4 okay wins, we've got 10 big partial losses. But we'll see how this plays out. There's a push. Right, so I need to make a note of that so he doesn't get any extra spins. We're just going to repeat this bet. Because if you noticed, I didn't really pay attention. I'm assuming if you rewind the video, that was 11 wins and 5 losses. Then we obviously hit number 24 and this did not change. So according to those stats, we're on 16 spins, but we've actually had 17. So I just need to write down those pushes. If my pen works, there we go. There's another complete whack. We're good at hitting those whacks, aren't we? All right, repeat and get another unit on. Just looking at my stats here. Yeah, 18 winning numbers, 2 pushes. So that leaves us with 17 losses, doesn't it? 18 wins plus 2 pushes, that's 20. So then the remaining 17 are pushes. 2 of them are small losses. 10 of them are partial losses and 5 of them are whacks. But we just keep on hitting a whack. Okay, we're not reducing on a $2 win. We're just going to repeat the bet. We're only going back a level on like a nice win. On a jackpot, on a great win, or on a good win. So we've got 2 great wins, we've got 6 good wins, and we've got 6 jackpots. And the jackpots, when we're playing red, are the numbers covered here in the column, the red, and obviously the 6 lines. So at the moment, I think 30 is a jackpot number, which it wanted to get into for a little bit, but then it changed its mind. So that's going to be another $2 win. Not doing anything on that. Just repeat the bet. So the Padaslaw, or that's what I call it anyway, stands for play all day, still leave a winner. Which I think this is sort of proving a point. Now, that doesn't mean you can play this all day and still leave a winner, but the name basically suggests that you can play a long, long time with this, and unless you get super, super unlucky, you can just tread water for a bit, stay around for a bit. 9's a good win. I think we can reduce our bet now. Yeah, that is a very good win. Oh, is that a jackpot? We're just going to go back here to base bet. I think that was a jackpot number because it covers red, covers the column, and covers that 6 line. So our 6 jackpot numbers are 9, 12, 18, 21, 27, 30. The red numbers in the top column, that also either touch the dozen or the 6 lines. Just hit another push. So I need to make a note of that. Repeat the bet. Let's go into these stats. So this says we've played 20 spins, but we've got another 2 pushes that I wrote down, so we've played 22 spins. Need to make sure this is fair, otherwise there'll be absolute uproar in the comment section or in the Discord, especially if he goes on to win it with some extra spins. This might be a little bit too slow to win the tournament, but it seems nice for bankroll management. That is a whack, though. At least we hit a whack on our base bet. So let's repeat the bet and add a unit. Yeah, so you let me know. We're halfway through, basically. If you just look at the stats, so if I said to you at the start of the video, right, we've got a 48.6% probability of winning every single spin, and then you saw the stats of 14 wins, 7 losses, you'd be like, well, you're getting very lucky at the moment. But every single time we lose, another one. Every single time we lose, it's a complete whack so far. Repeat the bet, add a unit. So there you go, 2 whacks on the bounce. There's only 5 of them. So there's only a 13.5% probability of getting whacked. We've just hit 2 on the bounce. Now we'll see if this layering down can help us out. So you either layer down or completely reset when you get into session profit. Another whack. What? Right, we'll see how this plays out. Repeat the bet. Oh no. Right, $45. I need to switch over. $60. Right, the rule was to switch over. So if I go here, that was a push. And then we lost 3 in a row. We have to go up the progression and switch over. Good job I remembered that. Oh, we just hit a jackpot number, I think. Maybe that wasn't a jackpot number. Right, hang on. So we're on $60. We're going to go back a level. 1, 2, 3. Was that a jackpot number? Let's have a look. Looks like a jackpot number to me. It was black. It was in the middle column. And it was in this. Yeah, that is a jackpot number. Thought our profit would shoot up a bit higher than that. Obviously, 3 consecutive whacks. Maybe I'm asking for a bit to... Hang on. That's another push. Right, repeat this bet. Write down that we've had 3 pushes. Yeah, maybe I was asking for a bit too much then, expecting a jackpot number to go straight into straight into session profit because we just went from 77 all the way down to 13, but then obviously we came back to 51. Yeah. But at least it lets us reduce our bets. We're on $45 now. We hit another one. We have. Right, let's repeat that bet and get a unit on. If you're playing red or black, you still have only 5 whacks. So now we're playing black. This is a whack. This is a whack. So 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, they're not whacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forgot that I had that 6 line on. So that was a nice win. That was a $60 bet. Returned 88. And we're going to go back a level. We were on $60 bets, so we're going to go to $45 bets. I feel like the notes that I've written down here are a little bit off. I might have miscalculated this before I came to the table. Here, my notes, I've never had so many notes to share with you. Not because the strategy is particularly difficult, mainly because that's a partial loss. We need to go up a level. Yeah, not because the strategy is particularly difficult, mainly just because there's so many different outcomes. I want you to understand that, like, it's so simple when you play 2 of the 3 dozens. If it's in the 2 of the 3 dozens that you've won a unit. If it's not, you've lost 2 units. This one's just got a lot going on in terms of probabilities. Is that good? $60 bet. Returns 88. So we can reduce back down to 45. Yeah, so we've got 6 good wins that pay 7 units profit. And we were on 4 units, weren't we? And 4 times 7 is 28. So we won $28 that spin because we're on that 4th progression. 15, 30, 45, 60. 4 progressions, 4 times 7, 28. My notes do make sense. There's another whack for us. Repeat the bet and get black on. Yeah. So it's a weird one, isn't it? Our win to loss ratio is higher than we would expect. But those losses keep on hitting those 5 worst losses. Are we on 32 spins already? This has gone fast. Okay, that's another good win, I think. Yeah. So it's a $60 bet, and we're going to go to that $45 bet. So we keep on hitting a good win. Or this graph here, this is what happened. I think we went good win. Although that was a jackpot, whack. Good win, whack. Good win, whack. It'd be nice to hit a couple of good wins or great wins or jackpots in a row. Okay, that was a great win, I think. So that was 45. We go to 30. Yeah, so if you hit black numbers if you're on black and you hit black middle column, that's either a jackpot or great. If you hit black in your 6 line or in the middle column, or in the middle dozen, but not in the middle column, that's good. And obviously, if you hit a black number in the middle column in those 6 lines or dozens, then that's great. Then that's jackpot. Oh my goodness, Greg. Try and explain a little bit better than that. I might put a screenshot up using Jack Ace's tool just to show you how many different outcomes there are here. I think that's going to be helpful. So on the screen right now should be the different setup of potential wins and potential losses. Okay, 13 is good. 44. I think we can half this bet. It's not going to put us back to where we were, but I have been told to reduce the bet every winner, which is essentially a reset, which is a bit safer. Anyway, guys, we're close to finishing this. It's absolutely flown by. 21 plus 12 is 33. Plus my 3 pushes. This is our last spin. Didn't even realise this is our last spin. And it's a whack. How dear. Well, at least we reduced down to our base bet. So that's the Padaslaw modification. It's got some good bankroll management with it. With the Padaslaw, like the name suggests, play all day. So you can stay around and tread water for quite a while with this. Just want to make sure that I'm right. 34 plus the 3 pushes. Yes, we've had 37 spins. So I made money, Rafe. We made $49. You will get a third of it. And I'll put a third of it into the community giveaway. Guys, let me know what you think of Rayths Padaslaw modification. Nice to get a profitable one on the board, and I'll see you in the next video.